Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old matriarch of a prominent Tucson family, vanished from her home on January 31st, 2026. Known as a devoted mother and grandmother, her sudden disappearance initially seemed shocking because it defied all expectations of her quiet, stable life. Nancy had spent decades as the anchor of her family, managing loss and raising 3 children after her husband Charles's sudden death in 1989. But a mysterious envelope arriving days after her disappearance revealed a hidden life. The package opened a door to a 3-decade-long secret that reshapes the story of who Nancy Guthrie really was. The life of a steadfast mother. Nancy Guthrie's life in Tucson was defined by resilience and devotion. After becoming a widow at 47, she raised 3 teenagers, Savannah, Annie, and Cam, while maintaining her modest ranch-style home in the Catalina foothills. She worked part-time as a bookkeeper and volunteered at her church, earning a reputation as a calm, dependable presence in the community. Friends and neighbors admired her quiet strength, describing her as the rock of the family. Savannah often spoke of her mother's influence, crediting Nancy's grit for shaping her own career. Outwardly, Nancy's life was orderly, centered on her children and her home. The mysterious envelope. On February 6, 2026, 5 days after Nancy's disappearance, an unmarked envelope arrived at Savannah's New York home. Inside was a faded photograph of a young Nancy with a man no one recognized, standing outside a Santa Fe cafe. On the back was a cryptic note. She deserved more than secrets. Ask about Elena. The photo, dated 1992, was 3 years after Charles's death, raising questions among Nancy's children. Savannah shared it with Annie and Cam during a frantic video call. The envelope became the first tangible clue hinting at a hidden life that had remained secret for over 30 years. The first secret Nancy's hidden life began in 1991 during a solo retreat to Santa Fe. There, still mourning her husband, she met Victor Ramirez, a 45-year-old artist and gallery owner from Mexico City. Victor had fled political unrest and settled in New Mexico, where he pursued a vibrant artistic life. Their initial friendship deepened quickly into a romantic connection. Returning to Tucson, Nancy buried the relationship and focused on her family. Yet, she began making regular trips to Santa Fe, ostensibly for church retreats, while secretly visiting Victor. Their relationship was deliberate but discreet, forming the foundation of Nancy's double life. The birth of Elena. To preserve her secret, Nancy adopted an alias in Santa Fe, Elena. Victor gave her the name after a character from a beloved Mexican novel, symbolizing a freer, more adventurous side of her personality. As Elena, Nancy participated in Victor's gallery, curated exhibits, and even explored her own painting, a passion she had never pursued in Tucson. While her Tucson life revolved around duty and family, Elena's existence embraced spontaneity, art, and social exploration. This parallel identity allowed Nancy to reconcile her responsibilities at home with her yearning for creativity and connection, though the compartmentalization came at the cost of growing anxiety. Balancing 2 worlds. Throughout the 1990s, Nancy carefully managed both lives. She funneled small amounts of money from her bookkeeping work in Tucson to Victor's gallery under her Elena identity, supporting its growth while maintaining secrecy. Her children remained unaware, absorbed in their own lives, Savannah starting her journalism career, Annie in college, and Cam establishing independence. Nancy's weekends in Santa Fe offered her freedom, a chance to dance, debate, and live unjudged. Yet the psychological burden was constant. Each trip required secrecy, careful timing, and avoidance of digital trails. She maintained handwritten correspondence and burner phones to protect her double life from detection. Deepening secrecy and commitment. By 2000, Nancy's dual existence intensified. With Savannah moving to Washington, D.C., and her other children building families, she spent longer periods in Santa Fe. She helped Victor professionally, managing gallery finances, organizing exhibitions, and curating art under the Elena identity. Locals saw her as Victor's quiet partner, unaware of her Tucson life. Though Victor urged her to reveal her secret to her family, Nancy feared shattering their perception of her as a steadfast mother. Her compartmentalized world grew increasingly complex, and she relied on careful planning to maintain both identities for the decades that followed. The toll of the double life. Over time, the strain of juggling two lives became evident. Nancy's chronic health issues and heart problems complicated her trips, and anxiety increased. Victor desired more commitment, but Nancy could not abandon her Tucson roots, grandchildren, or public image. She remained meticulous in hiding evidence of Elena. Using cash, burner phones, and handwritten letters, the pandemic briefly halted travel, intensifying her stress. By the time she resumed, she visited Santa Fe less frequently, citing health concerns, while secretly fearing exposure as Savannah's fame grew. Despite her happiness as Elena, she remained tethered to Tucson, trapped by loyalty and secrecy. The vanishing. On the January 31st, 2026, Nancy left home after a family dinner. The garage door closed at 9:50 p.m., and by early morning, her pacemaker had failed. Blood drops were discovered both inside and outside the house. There were no signs of robbery or forced entry, leaving investigators perplexed. Initially, attention focused on her celebrity connections via Savannah, but the mysterious envelope pointing to her Elena identity redirected the investigation. Nancy's disappearance now appeared linked to her decades-long double life, raising questions about potential blackmail, a jealous rival, or someone discovering her secret. Clues from Santa Fe investigators traced the envelope to Santa Fe and located Victor Ramirez, now 80, running the gallery. Victor confirmed the 30-year relationship, revealing Nancy's Elena persona. He provided letters, photos, and even a painting titled Hidden Horizons, evidencing the depth of their secret life. Nancy had visited Victor just weeks before vanishing, expressing fear of being followed or watched. Victor had advised disclosure to her family, but she refused, valuing the sanctuary Elena provided. The FBI now considered the possibility that someone from Santa Fe or the art community could have discovered her secret, potentially leading to her disappearance. Family repercussions. The revelation of Elena shocked Nancy's children. Savannah, Annie, and Cam grappled with the knowledge of a mother they thought they knew. Emotional video calls revealed feelings of betrayal, curiosity, and concern. The family now faced the dual task of understanding Nancy's motivations while assisting investigators. Tips came in about mysterious figures near her Tucson home, possibly related to the Santa Fe circle or unknown adversaries. Her decades-long secrecy complicated understanding her disappearance, highlighting the personal cost of a double life carefully maintained for 30 years. Conclusion: a life of hidden horizons. Nancy Guthrie's story is one of devotion, secrecy, and the human need for freedom and expression. For 3 decades, she balanced Tucson duty with Santa Fe passion, creating the Elena identity to explore suppressed desires and creativity. Her vanishing underscores the potential dangers of long-held secrets and raises questions about jealousy, blackmail, and exposure. Investigators continue to examine leads, seeking answers to her disappearance. Nancy's hidden world offers a powerful reminder. Even the most steadfast figures may carry unseen lives, and uncovering them reveals not only intrigue, but the complexity of human resilience and choice.